Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I am Jordan, and today we're going to react to some Candace Owens because I guess we're off the gossip stuff and more towards the foreign policy stuff. And this is less so to be informed about like what's going on in Iran. I don't think Candace can inform. I probably know or heard of more than what she's probably seen herself. Not bragging, just saying what I honestly think. This is more about seeing her. Like, what are you going to do with this story? What will you turn it into? Will you do the Tucker Carlson and turn it into everything Israel, apparently? Or maybe even just turn it to one of her stories. Maybe it's Erica Kirk. Maybe it's Brigitte Macron. Maybe, who knows? We'll have to find out. But first, don't forget to share support. Hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. We're in that Discord right now. All opinions are welcome. And obviously, everything I show you will be linked in that same description box for you to look at on your own. Your own free time, including stuff like this. Apparently, Erica Kirk will help advise the Defense Department issues affecting the Academy. See, the Air Force Academy in particular. Trump appoints Erica Kirk to Air Force Academy Board, which I don't know why. What's her expertise? Why? Is it just sentimental? Is it pageantry? Is it symbolic? You can see from Candace Owens here, she says she's a grieving widow, so we have no right to ask what the hell qualifies her to a position advising our Defense Department. This is all perfectly normal, and only people who are demonic would question this appointment. Well, I guess I'm a fucking demon, because I am definitely questioning this. I don't get it. For what reason? You know what? Let me help the Republican Party out a little bit. Let me help out the MAGA crew that's in the White House right now. Like, listen, start a little like mini department. Call it the grieving wives team for like veteran or grieving spouse thing, where you have veterans who people at home whose spouse is a veteran and they lose their life or they get hurt or injured, and she can be there for consultation, at least as like a face, right, for the whole thing. See how that makes sense, guys? But once again, these people are stupid, and you know what? If they do that, bro, I'm suing. I want to pay me for that. It's simple, it's easy, but it's brilliant. Pay me for it. Anyways, let's move on to the main event here. Candace Owens, with the title Donald. What the fuck is this? Oh, the chat. Fuck the chat. With the title Donald Trump has betrayed America. I assume this is going to pertain to Iran and Epstein, maybe even Charlie Kirk. But let's once again, I'm here to assess Candace. I'm already aware of these stories. I'm not here for information. I'm here for assessing her and see if there's any little IQ tests hiding within this content that I would hope a critically thinking audience would pick up on. But a lot of times they don't, because they're not actually critically thinking, unfortunately. But let's find out. Let's be fair to Candace. Let's see where she goes. Donald Trump has betrayed America. Candace, episode 308. Here we go. Go. Closed caption.
All right, you guys, happy Monday. Just going to pause our Bride of Charlie series just for one day because there's just so much going on right now. Iran is literally on fire. Bill Ackman wants me imprisoned, apparently, for suggesting that American sons and daughters should object to being slaughtered for Israel. Why am I so triggered? Perhaps because this entire war has been engineered by Israel. Maybe it's that. Donald Trump has very clearly betrayed the American people. You need to accept that. I've had to accept that. He is very clearly not the commander of the armed forces. Bibi Netanyahu is. Miriam Adelson is. And I believe that Charlie Kirk was the first casualty of the war in Iran.
Damn, she's
and it's also my
there.
belief that he was intentionally sacrificed by those who practice occult worship. I'm going to explain to you guys what I mean by that. Beyond that.
Whoa, wait. Has the Charlie Kirk saga got there? That's where we're at now? Okay. I didn't know that was like granted, I'll be honest with you, it would make more sense than, Israel had him assassinated because Charlie wouldn't take their money anymore or something like that. Listen, the occult sacrifice thing makes more sense to me. But she basically said everything I was like questioning her maybe to say, right? About blame Israel. Obviously, apparently not until 1948 did the United States become corrupt with their foreign policy. Apparently, I'm sorry. I can't. More logic I can't accept. These guys behave in creepy ways in government, outside of government, in their personal businesses, in their personal lives. And all of it is to say, like, oh, well, that's all Israel doing it. Like, oh, when they come to office and they put their hand in the book and say, I swear to, represent the American people. It's not that they're lying. It's just they plan on doing that, but then they get, blackmailed or coerced or something, apparently. Or tricked or fooled or dragged. I'm like, wait a minute, but aren't these guys like corrupt before they even got there in the first place? Like, they're already willing to do dirt. So why aren't you looking at it as like they're on the same team? Like, duh. Like, hey man, when it comes to cops, the Italian mob will work with the Irish mob. They'll work together when it comes to the cops. Or maybe both sides losing money. But I think it's even less contentious than that. Way less contentious. These guys are actual buddies, like business creepy buddies. And yes, they will sacrifice whoever the fuck needs to be killed. Whoever needs to go. It's okay. Because it's for the greater good for devil worshippers. So this whole, it's Israel, everything, it just, once again, makes no fucking sense. Historically, or just looking at the personalities that enter office in the United States. That enter the ranks of the CIA and the FBI and all this shit. Is that all Israel? Really? Fuck. Either way, let's hit play. I'm going to skip her stupid intro. Here we go.
It is completely obvious to anyone that is paying attention that Erica's desire was to become the president one day. So let's talk about all of it.
Really?
Welcome back to Candace.
Yeah, we missed a lot. She wants to be president? All right, so I haven't been watching her Erica Kirk series. I watched the first one, I think. And it was like, wow. And then stopped watching. Seen some of her Charlie Kirk stuff. So we're at the point where Charlie Kirk was ritually sacrificed by the occult. And Erica Kirk wants to be president of the United States. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Carlson, he is trending right now. By the way, he's trending always. What he is doing right now is so remarkable and so brave, and he is challenging the conversation, changing our understanding about the way politics works. I mean, he's just been so objectively honest and, again, brave in what he is doing.
No, it's not
but he's trending right now for a rather obscure reason. It was actually a simple tweet that has a lot of his routine haters melting down. This is the tweet. I'll show you that. He wrote, "Pray that the spell breaks and the world is saved." That's all he wrote. Of course, we should pray. But what is triggering them about that? I think I know. I think it's the term, a spell. Yeah, a spell. Because a spell implies some sort of witchcraft or magic is at work. And the timing of this tweet really is something, because I have had it on my heart and on my mind all weekend to find the right words to convey to my audience that what is going on in this world is literally and exactly that. People that practice occult magic are in this moment pushing for World War III. And I think that's hard for a lot of people to process, because we grow up and we learn that there are, in effect, really three major monotheistic religions in the West. So the idea that actually there are people that are in charge of Western governments that are in essence really pagan and could be making literal blood sacrifices to various demons, that kind of evades us. It evades our understanding of the world, because we look at Hollywood, we look at culture. Hollywood in particular has been ever intentional in assisting sort of the implausibility of such a narrative, right? Movies, books that are published.
What?
If they delve into the topic of witchcraft and spell casting, it's reserved really for the category of fantasy, right? It's fantasy if they're discussing it, or it's being mocked, Hocus Pocus, or Harry Potter, really.
What?
What sort of crazy person would believe that ancient pagan practices are still happening in the real world? Okay.
I think there's plenty of people that whether Hollywood or not, admit to being into like, is it astrotheology or astrology or tarot cards and woo woo stuff, new agey stuff. I think there's plenty of people outwardly saying, "Yeah, that is what I believe in," and yes, I make movies about it, or I watch movies about it. So it doesn't seem like such a secret. Unless they were, yeah, like you said, like sacrificing people, doing blood sacrifice rituals. I'm sure they keep that quiet, right? But I don't know that. And in fact, what I lean towards typically is psychology. And when I see Donald Trump moving around in the world, or Bibi Netanyahu moving around in the world, I don't get a sense of we love the occult. I get a sense of we don't give a fuck. We're gonna make sure we win, and we'll destroy some shit while we're at, like, to get those victories, whether it's financial or a sense of social power, or just to get one over on someone. That's what it smells like to me, like just uncaring. Candace smells very similar. I'm gonna say that real fast. She smells kind of similar to that. Lack of empathy type of thing going on. But yeah, okay. Maybe it is the occult. She's gonna have to provide some evidence, some hefty evidence that isn't from 2007. Okay, some shit I haven't seen already 20 years ago. Make it brand new. Fucking shock me, Candace. There we go.
And maybe in some remote third world village in Africa, but in the developed Western world, at the tippity top of government, you would be mad to even suggest it. Even when it's actually in our faces. Take, for example, this recent Paris fashion show collection from a brand known as Materiel Fecal. Just so you know, that translates to fecal matter.
What the fuck?
Wow. Must have really been an inspired show. Fecal matter. Wow. No, so in your face, but don't you take it the next step further and think that, these people could be into some dark stuff. That would make you, again, a crazy person. What about the much celebrated visual artist?
Now, okay, she's going with the more artist type that are obviously doing it on camera, Candace, so it's not really hiding anything there. A lot of these guys might think that stuff is just harmless. It's like, it's kind of the, what do they call it, satanic panic of it. Like, oh my God, all black eyes. I mean, that means evil. It's just an aesthetic, right? It's an aesthetic. Fangs don't mean evil. What you do with fangs can be evil, right? The action, but having fangs themselves are not evil. Fake bloody outfits. Weird to me for sure. But does not mean that person is committing an evil action. That's called thinking, Candace. Thinking. Just like people were throwing you under the bus for having dreams in regards to Charlie Kirk, right? I know you painted the picture as it being like almost like a Christian-leaning revelatory moment or some shit like that, right? But at the same time, you heard a ghost in your dream that told you some sort of prophetic message. It's like, so that is woo-woo. That is magic. It's just, once again, I'm just trying to be fair to everyone here. And I could easily just let it go by and just let her keep talking in that direction. But I think someone needs to say something. There's a lot of dummies out there that don't think for themselves. They don't think too hard about things. And they let shit like this just fly by. But yeah, it's evil. Look at those pointy shoulders on that suit. See that? God damn, it's demonic. Anyways. Here we go. No, actually, it'd be a funny experiment. Get some guy from foreign language that no one's really heard before. It's like a very isolated language in a certain region of the world. Let them like scream and shout in their language, but just read the Bible out loud. They're reading the Bible, but they're screaming it and they're saying it in their language. They're like, "Oh my God, demonic!" I'd be like, huh. That'd be a funny experiment, I think. Just get him a soapbox, put him on Front Street, and let him do that. This guy's he's a devil worshiper, see? All right, here we go.
To the stars, the Serbian one. She's also an artist to the politicians. She does spirit cooking. Literally, that was what was in those emails. Marina Abramovic. She puts on performances in front of the most powerful people in the world. Performances like in 1974 when she sought to, quote, re-evoke the energy of extreme bodily pain using a large petroleum-drenched pentagram, which the artist lit on fire at the start of the performance. Standing outside of the pentagram, Abramovic cut her nails, her toenails, and her hair. When she finished with each, she threw the clippings into the flames, creating a burst of light each time, burning the pentagram, representing a physical and mental purification. Oh, that's just art, guys. That's just art. Don't you think a step further? No, come on, that's just art.
I've heard the concept of, you've probably heard it in music, Rolling Stone songs, like that, where you kind of burn your. It could take a bunch of different interpretations, Whereas, yeah, you should look at it through the lens of abstraction and art, Candace. But you kind of gotta. You can't be a psycho when you do it. Turn that humanity thing on when you do it, because it could mean a bunch of things. I don't know why I'm getting stuck on this. It's just a pet peeve. It could mean burning away, in a sense, your sins, burning away your conscience, burning away your fuck ups, starting anew, right? Purification through fire. These are concepts that have existed throughout history. I'm just saying, it could mean something quote unquote positive or negative. But once again, that's just me trying to be honest and look at things instead of tricking audience. All right, here we go.
And on the matter of science, even when it's in our faces, like when the world's leading nuclear physicists are caught, cloaked before a statue of Shiva, stabbing a woman in an occult ceremony for CERN, well, you guys,
oh shit,
that's just science. That right there that you are looking at on your screens was science, the best science, the best that science has to offer, the most ingenious people. And it's science, the best that science has to offer, the most ingenious people. And indeed, I would agree that it's modern science. In fact, the entire thrust of what was deemed the scientific revolution, a move away from the natural order of things and towards empiricism, rationality, that began because of a long organized Freemasonic effort to remove humanity from our innate spiritual understanding, okay? They wanted you to know that you can now ignore your God-given instincts. You can set aside your subconscious, that subconscious that comes online and lets you know that something is not right. Yeah, you can just set that aside and trust the experts instead. In fact, the experts constantly reinforce to us that our subconscious is wrong, or it's just weird. And in some cases, it's immoral, it's devilish even. You want to go see your grandmother while she's dying in the middle of COVID? What are you, Satan? You're being guided by Satan. If you don't listen to Dr. Fauci, that's who you're being guided by. Because there's no greater source of authority in their world than the government, which they control. That's the idea. And I promise you on everything.
She's butchering these mid-2000s
on everything. That when Savannah, my manager, came down the stairs and delivered the news that Charlie had been shot, I went into my husband's office and I cried and I immediately said to him, he was betrayed. Charlie was betrayed. And my husband said back to me, you don't know that. We don't know anything yet. And I said, I know. Now, empirically, that argument fails. I get it. But no one can explain why or how I had the sense of dread in the very week leading up to Charlie's assassination. No one can offer why I knew that there was danger coming specifically to a school and why I felt that it was related to bees, why the feeling was so overwhelming that I hired extra security and took my podcast off air and pulled my children out of school. I had never experienced a dread like that in my life, ever. No one also can explain or even offer an explanation as to how exactly it is that Charlie knew he was going to die young and that his death would specifically be related to Turning Point USA. He said he knew from the moment he signed on the dotted line that he was going to die young. What exactly is the expert explanation for that deep internal knowing that he had that has now been proven correct?
It's just batshit if you're
lying. I'll tell you, there isn't one. There isn't one. What Charlie sensed was obviously right. And the moment that Charlie was shot, I knew what happened to him was not random. Okay. He was betrayed. Charlie Kirk was the first casualty of the war in Iran. I'm certain of that. And it's deeper than that. I am now of the opinion that he was likely
Okay. I have to stop that one. First casualty in the war in Iran. Does she know how long things have been going? Listen, Candy. I know you have not been. Let's be real. You weren't up to date back during Trump's first term. You're still dick riding him into this next term coming up, right? You had to walk away from that because it's not very popular to do. But let's be real. He had a whole first term. Charlie's not the first fucking casualty of conflict with Iran. In fact, the first casualties, let's be honest, to be in a real way, date back to the beginning of fucking humanity, of why shitty things happen, if you want to be real about it. But then again, you can also, a lot of people start history when they want to start it, so. I mean, Soleimani's like, yo, Candace, like, I don't count, bro? Like, what's up? His name Qasem Soleimani. That fool's like, yo, like, Charlie was first? Like, what up? Yo, what's up? All right, here we go.
Okay, he was betrayed. Charlie Kirk was the first casualty of the war in Iran. I'm certain of that. And it's deeper than that. I am now of the opinion that he was likely sacrificed. And I want to tell you why I got there. You guys know, if you're a part of my book club, I've been doing a lot of research into Freemasonry. About a month ago,
here.
While we took a break to prepare for our Bride of Charlie series, someone sent me this. I'm showing you, this is what they sent me in the mail. Something that is known as a Freemason Bible. Now, I knew that these existed because of my studying Sigmund Freud and looking into the fact that he had inherited one from his father. The backstory of this one in particular came with a handwritten letter, is that a 33rd degree Freemason out in Oklahoma died, and all of his belongings were left in a home that was eventually auctioned off. And the person who had this in his possession, his relative was the person who acquired the home. And they went in and they burned everything in it effectively, thinking that it was obviously just carrying bad spirits. But he, for some reason, had the sense that he should keep this one item. For no particular reason, he kept it in the back of his truck for over a decade. And when he saw me covering...
This might be worth money. Let me hang on to this shit. It's probably what happened. Also, I'd recommend Candy to go look into this Manly P. Hall guy. I mean, really look into it. Like, listen to him. I dare you to. And then look at yourself when you're done. But, what have I been doing? Once again, you know, the lessons can come from anywhere. I'll say that. I just don't think Candy would give it a shot, because, here we go.
The history of Freemasonry and what they believe, trying to discern what it is that they believe, he felt that this was the reason that he had kept it all those years. So he just sent it to me to provide me further insight into what they believe and what they practice at the top of Freemasonry. This is not your granddad's Freemason lodge, okay? No, my dad was a lodge. It was just a... No, this is not that. That is not what 33rd degree Freemasonry is. So I flipped through this immediately after we did douse it in holy water. I flipped through it. And within the very first pages, there was a pentagram with various illustrations inside of it, notes around it. I'm going to show you that now. We just took a picture for it for you to see it. There at the bottom. And in case you can't see what is pointing to the middle, it says place of sacrifice or worship. Okay? Place of sacrifice or worship in the middle there. So I want you to note that in this Freemason Bible, it illustrates that a sacrifice must be made in the center of a pentagon. That's a pentagon. 5 sides. Like a house.
Which means pentagram.
And I thought, how curious that Charlie was indeed seated in the center of a pentagon when he was killed. Let me demonstrate that for you. You can see that right there. Again, it was my independent study into Sigmund Freud that led me to learning about B'nai B'rith, the Jewish Freemason group, whom I believe have been running our country since at least the Civil War. I've done my best to consume and learn about what it is that they believe, what they practice. This is occult mysticism, okay? The satanic panic that happened was real. Children are being harmed. They have been harmed in occult ceremonies for a very long time. This is an ancient practice. And this is not to be confused with Judaism in any way. In fact, they rely on you confusing
2008 YouTube.
In no shape or form does this have anything to do with any of the monotheistic religions, okay? Judaism is merely a mask that these pagan occultists wear, just like Christianity is one of the masks that they wear. The Star of David, as they term it, is in fact an occult symbol meant to represent King Solomon's ring. There is no way that you can avoid this. There's no way that they can try to rewrite history. It is quite literally known as the Seal of Solomon. I'm going to show you this. This is on Wikipedia. This is that accessible. We can read parts of this together. It reads, "It is often depicted in the shape of either a hexagram or a pentagram. In mystic Jewish lore, the ring is variously described as having been given to Solomon, having given Solomon, the power to command the supernatural. Due to the proverbial wisdom of Solomon, it came to be seen as an amulet or a talisman or a symbol or character in medieval magic and Renaissance magic, occultism, alchemy." Ladies and gentlemen, this is literal witchcraft. We cannot beat these people and we cannot win if we refuse to even recognize what it is that we are up against. We have to recognize what it is and who it is that we are up against. And again, it has nothing to do with Christianity. It's got nothing to do with Judaism.
All right, I think she's fear-mongering here. And once again, no nuance to it. Just say, look, a symbol. That means nothing when it comes to trying to make an assessment of what the problems are in the world. I could wear an entire suit made of fucking pentagrams. I'm going to outflank you morally, Candace. I'm going to outflank you. I can get fucking context lens. I give my all black eyes and shit. I can wear horns. Do whatever the fuck I want in the sense of, like, aesthetics. It's about character. Why are we dancing around the actual thing of character? Why are we dancing around it? Look what clothes they're wearing. Are you going there? Like, who is the person? Who are you talking about? What about their character? Do you have
I thought this
signs
was
of this?
about Iran. Like, what is she
I
talking
thought so
about?
too. I thought so
Like,
too.
what is she talking about? I'm so confused.
The occultists.
I thought I saw Iran on the thing, on the title.
No, it's not in the title, but it says Donald Trump has betrayed America is the title.
There you go, yeah.
Which would make me think it would be about Iran. Like, oh, this is the final straw. He betrayed us. But apparently, we're here.
Okay. All right. I'm a little confused. Maybe, like, because Zoroastrians? I don't know. But go ahead.
I mean, actually, let me look at the timestamps. I'm curious. All right, back to Cheap USA. Yeah. Okay, so I guess it's halfway through. She has the Trump betrayed America. Okay. Well, let's be honest. She's not doing assessments. She's doing Salem witch trial style accusation type stuff.
I mean, she's doing the thing that Michael Tracy is gonna, like, just love, you know, like literal satanic panic.
Yeah.
Like, see, look what Candace is doing. Like, it's perfect.
And it's not to deny the possibility of these things. It's just, you're not doing the fucking work, Candace.
Not the way she's doing it, though. It's very sloppy. Did you just learn these things last week?
I think so. Thank God I was dumb when I first heard these things, because I knew I was dumb enough to not be able to make a real assessment on things. So I'm like, damn, I don't know. But you know what? I'll hear it out. What is this thing? When you hear, like, you know, David Icke or anyone talking about, like, ritualistic sacrifices and all that shit for, you know, occult theology or whatever the fuck, or, you know, like theosophy, whatever the fuck the ideas are, right? I'm like, oh, well, thank God I didn't know enough and knew I didn't know enough. Because now that I do know enough in regards to me and who I am and the way I want to look at things or assess things, I can be fair. I can make room for artists, for different people that think differently. They don't all have to be like wearing fucking a crucifix around their neck. They can believe in something different, but believe in it in a harmless way. Actually, even in a loving way. They can wear all black makeup 24/7 and be one of the most loving people on planet Earth. That's just obvious. That can happen. But Candace walking us backwards as usual. Let's skip to Trump.
Yeah, whatever the fuck this is.
All right, here's more Candace. Here we go.
Health/Candace. So look, I have not exactly found the correct words to communicate how I feel about President Donald Trump. I sort of ignore the topic of his existence altogether because it kind of sickens me, as it should. It should. If you were 2015, 2016 running around in MAGA hat, catching all of the figurative bullets for supporting him, standing up to the never Trumpers who are now running his administration,
Such
this level
bravery.
of deceit and betrayal should sicken you, right? The human spirit isn't really meant to contend with that sort of deceit. You're not supposed to even fathom a scenario where someone like Charlie Kirk quite literally dedicates his entire professional career, builds up an organization meant
to protecting the Republican Party. He ran a PR scheme essentially for protecting the Republican Party, which ended up turning into MAGA.
Yeah, literally.
That's what happened. You had the Ben Shapiro's and the Steven Crowders saying, we're not supporting this Trump guy. And then all of a sudden, those guys became the forefront of the actual White House, right? And Charlie was one of those guys that were protecting the White House that way. Let's just be honest. Tucker's still doing it. He's still doing it. Mainly for Trump's name, at least. He's still doing it. When you put all the blame towards Israel, you're protecting those motherfuckers there. They're doing harmful things around the world. It is what it is. All right. What's up, let me leave and come back in 1 second. God damn it. All right, here we go.
To help Trump, to empower Trump, conservative principles, one way or the other. And in return, when Charlie Kirk is assassinated in front of the world, Trump just dedicates a total of two tweets, 3 tweets at most, to demanding, and he'd never demanded an investigation. And one of those tweets that he dedicates Charlie Kirk is an AI image of Charlie hugging an Israeli flag. Yeah, it's pretty gross. Trump has shown more interest in debunking the mainstream media narrative about whether or not he's bald.
Why she didn't say that back then, like when it happened.
Well, you know,
those clips.
That's like season 4 stuff. You're trying to like ruin the show in season 1. You got to wait for season 4 to expose some secrets.
My bad.
I keep the audience hanging on. All right, here we go.
Then he showed any interest in investigating.
What'd you say? Balding?
Yeah, it's pretty gross. Trump has shown more interest in debunking the mainstream media narrative about whether or not he's balding than he showed any interest in investigating who murdered a person who was supposed to be his dear friend. It was
but Candace, we have his first term. We saw how callous he was towards, regular human things that would, hopefully spark some emotion. I didn't see any. Have we seen emotion from Trump ever?
No. Like, actually, no.
Not fucking once.
Not even when he's, like, talking about his own kids and shit.
Exactly.
It's always about money or, like, a business or some sort of transactional fucking thing. Like, dead ass. Like, I just, that's, like, those are the things he talks about. He doesn't even pretend, really, with the other. Like, I don't know.
There's gonna be some crazy shit when the idea of the term waking up only pertains to you realize Donald Trump was a piece of shit. that'll be you woke up, you took the red pill. You get it now. Yeah, we sat back and watched these fools do that for years. Taking this whole red pill idea of knowing the truth about something, and all of it's in the toilet can right now. It's in a fucking toilet right now. All of that. Everything they were bringing up is all in the fucking trash can. But don't worry, there's no remorse, no guilt, no shame, no nothing. Just move on and pretend you were the ones, the fucking cheerleader in the first place. You're the one calling the troops to rally. Like, no, these guys are corrupt. Let me tell you. Thanks, Candace and Tucker. Thank you guys for leading the way.
Yeah, she works for him. That's what I believe. I think they work together. But anyway.
Maybe. All right, here we go.
I will employ every reason. Nope. He was good. So how exactly are we supposed to process that? We are to simply understand, I think, that Trump has loyalty to no one but himself. It probably wasn't even anything that deep that they offered him. It was probably just like, hey, we'll give you a piece of real estate in Gaza with your name on it. Also, favorable headlines in the New York Times. We put that on your desk every morning and we tell you this is how everybody thinks. You think they still have power. Honestly, that's probably all it took for Trump to betray not just the legacy and the memory of Charlie Kirk, but also his supporters. The very supporters who followed him into battle. Some who literally spent time in prison after January 6th because they believed in him. Trump has betrayed every last single one of us, okay? Make no mistake about that. Trump is now a never-Trumper. The very people that we had to fight to get Trump into office, he is now partnered with and insulting us. And he thinks that we're too stupid to notice or something.
Well, Candace, you need to... I know maybe it's a little bit of a semantical type of argument, but like the idea of the word betray kind of implies like he was on your side and then betrayed you later. When I think, well, not going to say Candace's side, but the idea of MAGA when it first popped up, right? And what people actually believe then, does anyone think he was actually with that in the first place? I don't fucking think so. So you could say betray, or you could say, like, well, we found out. We finally found out after people were probably screaming this to you for years and years. All those things where, like, yes, I understand there's CNNs and MSNBCs that do like dishonest arguments to make Trump look bad, right? That you claim to have taken bullets for, essentially, right? But there were people who are not in that crowd saying legit arguments of why Trump sucks ass. And you dismissed them too as like, oh, you're just haters. I watched a lot of people do that. If I had to guess, I can't say you directly, Candace, but if I had to guess, I bet you did do that too. Someone who made a good point about like, why are you following Trump? And you dismissed them. Will you admit to that if you did do that, Candace? Will you fess up? Will you apologize? Will you explain to the audience how that will never happen to you again? Can you explain that to him? Probably not.
No, she never explains anything. She just moves on. She's been doing that her entire fucking career.
Look at that.
Like, she just moves on. I remember like years and years ago, she was on Fox and Friends with Pete Hegseth in one of those Fox Friends like morning shows. And this is like years ago. And she made the claim that the NRA was started because they wanted to fight. They wanted Black people to have like arms to fight against KKK. And then the lady at Fox and Friends and Pete Hegseth were like, "Oh, really? I didn't know that." She's like, "Yep, that's why I went and I registered for the NRA and I've got like an NRA card now because I want to, be a part of the like anti-slavery." I don't even know what the fuck she was talking about. That's not true. It's not why. It's not why the NRA. But she just said that. People have never really asked about it, and very few people even remember. She tells so many lies. Like, or just like she makes so many things up that like it's hard to keep track and ask about every single thing. So
she was trying to shit on the idea of identity politics by appealing to identity politics. Hey, Black people, get off the Democratic plantation. Get off it, right? And she's appealing to identity politics, right?
And she still is. Like, oh, listen, white men, you don't want to fight a war for Bibi Netanyahu. Like, just I don't really.
I mean, she must feel like Trump. Like, I can just say whatever I want. People are gonna love me anyways.
Exactly.
Until that IQ test happens. Until it happens. All right, let's apply. Here we go. Shut the private prisons, by the way. Here we go.
He promised low
okay, I'm not saying she did this on
purpose, but
like,
no.
Look at the sticker. the sticker of herself that she has on her own computer.
Yeah.
Does it look like kind of like the Israeli flag a little bit? Did you say that before?
No, I didn't say that. I don't think I
Or
did.
does somebody? I don't know. Maybe I'm just like seeing. Does it kind of look like the three, like the blue? I don't know. Anyway,
a little bit.
Like,
I just think it's weird to put your own face on the back of your laptop. I think that's just weird in general.
yes, like, yeah.
There's no way.
Just grab a smiley face sticker and cover up the Apple logo or whatever fucking computer brand it is, because that's why they're doing it, right? You want to cover up the brand. Just put a happy face.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but it's just. It kind of looks like the white with the blue. I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but it just.
It depends on how long ago she got the sticker.
Yeah.
That's from her new photo shoot stuff, right?
Yeah, it's pretty recent.
And stuff or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go.
And insulting us. And he thinks that we're too stupid to notice or something.
You were. Because you were for 4 fucking years.
Gas
8
prices,
fucking
and he
years.
promised no more forever wars, no
at
more
least you played
involvement in Middle East conflict. And we're now...
Candace, you're on the phone with the fool in February. Remember that? And Trump called me.
Mm-hmm.
He said, can you lay off of Bridget Macron? Can you lay off of her, okay? Just leave him alone. I happen to think she's a woman. I think she's a woman.
Stopping to stop the war.
Yes. So that France will come to the table and negotiate with Russia and end this war with them.
I just can't. Like, yeah.
Mind you, no one but her confirmed that. And when she
but
said
nobody
it,
ever denied it.
Yeah.
Anthony, the White House never denied it. Yeah.
And when she said that, it was a flex. If she was to say that today, it is not a flex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that leads me to think she's lying. Because she said it as a flex. Like, yo, I'm the
but
one.
It must have been a lie that they agreed to like they'll just not say anything. You know what I mean? Like, because they could just deny it. Like, that would be so easy, right? Like, we never said that.
Exactly.
And they still could later on if someone brings it up and she keeps shitting on them.
There's too many stories. They're not even gonna fucking.
Yeah.
They're not even gonna look at it. Like, Candace, who the fuck asked about Candace Owens for it? Fuck. We're trying to fight a war right now. All right. Here we go.
Stupid to notice or something. That he promised low gas prices, that he promised no more forever wars, no more involvement in Middle East conflict, and we're now getting the exact opposite.
Now?
And that's
it's like, sorry, I have to pause again. Now we're getting that? You didn't, like, where were you the first administration? Where was this lady? Middle Eastern conflict? In his first term?
Counting her W.
Oh, when Candace was fooled, allegedly fooled, when she was fooled, that means Trump was being a good guy then. And then he betrayed her later. Got it.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
She was busy. She was investigating BLM, okay?
First admin, she was PragerU's like diamond jewel.
She's the hottest free agent on the market, bro. Like,
yeah, she was PragerU. She was Ben Shapiro's glare in his eye.
Listen, we can't argue black topics. We need a Candace Owens. Where can we bring her in at?
Dude, if you bring that shit up to her, like she might go beast mode on you. Cause what else could she do? Like, yo, weren't you like cool with these guys? Oh, I got better. I learned my lesson. What was that shit you played of the lady that got doxxed by her through like an app that she started or a website?
Oh, the stop bullying thing, like her early day shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's like Seb says, it's just one con after the other. I'm still on the RFK shit. What happened to that lady in our?
I'm still waiting on the restaurant thing where she's like, the girl said that they saw the shooter eating a fucking barbecue rib or something at the restaurant.
Yeah. Oh, that's not real, dude. I thought that was real all this time because I heard her say it.
We looked up the restaurant. It's a real place, and like, I'm just, she never followed up. So
mind you, like didn't they get Mangione like that?
Yeah, the McDonald's.
So wait, Anthony, you're on the RFK blackmail. Sebs, you're on the receipt from the waitress at some random fucking restaurant.
Yes, I am.
I'm on the assassination attempt by French and Israeli secret soldiers.
It's too many.
I'm on that one. We could probably need like 20.
I'm also still on the
I'm
NRA.
on the phone call.
Was started to
I'm on the phone call. I'm like, yeah, Trump called me. Apparently, I'm leading foreign policy in Ukraine right now. Like, I'm on that one too, bro. Like, what?
Now, Candace fans, forgive us, but there's just too many stories like that where it's like, where'd that one go? Like, where did it disappeared?
Dude. And then it's like, yo, I remember when we were talking about that phone call shit, and I'm like, because like you were going crazy, like, yo, this has to be front page everywhere that she said this shit.
It should be.
And it's like, yo, a couple weeks later, the 12-day war happens. Then the fucking Charlie Kirk, like, yo, she just keeps getting bailed out by other shit.
Yeah, or she like all of a sudden is going to labor. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, gotta go, have a baby.
Yeah, because the Charlie Kirk shit. Yeah, this is her longest saga, I think.
Yeah,
this is her longest one.
She's like she said at the beginning of this.
She's a 1 hour 45. Yeah, she's a 1 hour 45 movie girl. But this is like a 3 hour like Irishman shit. She's going on right.
It's her magnum opus.
Yeah.
Well, she said at the beginning of this, like, listen, when I'm done with this video, I'm gonna go back to the Erica Kirk saga. Like, oh my god, this lady's
not done.
She is.
And what happened to Bridget? What happened to Bridget? What happened to her? You don't even mention her no more. Well, to be fair, I don't watch her show, but I don't think she's mentioned.
I have not watched a single episode of her Brigitte thing, and I do not plan on it. Like,
I'm just saying, she's not like she's not. Her name's not in her mouth anymore. Like, she stopped talking about her.
You gotta recognize the genius, Anthony. You gotta recognize the genius. You gotta.
No, there's definitely genius.
You gotta weave them back together. Game of Thrones. When Jon meets Khaleesi, bro, that needs like. You have to build up.
She did that already. She did that already. When she said that the French wanted Charlie and her, she kind of already did that, bro.
She could weave it harder.
2 seasons later.
Weave it harder.
Yeah, we're 2 seasons later, bro. Even she knows I can't go back to this. I think this chick's gonna run for office, bro. She's got enough dummies to do it, and she's got the swag.
I don't know. Anthony just questioned the lore. It's like Game of Thrones. He knows the lore. Like, no, that happened in season 2.
I know the lore.
Season 2 that happened. Gotta go somewhere else.
Yeah, I know the lore.
They gotta introduce dragons.
I mean, it's good shit, man. It's a good drama, man. I'll give her that.
It's like a TV show. It's insane.
Dude, it's fucking hot, dude. I'm fucking sweating right now, dude.
Bro, I was fucking hit the 80s today. It was amazing.
But it's gonna rain and snow Thursday.
Oh, damn it. All right, climate change is real. Fuck it. All right, let's keep playing. Here we go.
Happening because he's a coward. He is a coward for doing this to the American people. And that's going to be his legacy. His legacy is going to be a person who could not stand up to Bibi Netanyahu. A person who just loves money and loves the idea of his name on anything. This is what...
I'm sorry for pausing again, but now she's like, why are we keep doing this thing where Trump is not a part of the corruption? He's just owned or bullied or dragged by someone else. It's always that. Like, I don't... whatever. Here we go. There we go.
I have a theory. He is a vessel, though. He is a vessel. Like, you can... As long as they play it that way, where they act stupid and act like... Because in a sense, they're acting as if he's still redeemable. Like Alex Jones, but more slicker than him. Yeah. And if they keep doing that, they keep an audience capture. They keep an audience share that doesn't leave because they don't mention obvious shit like, yo, this guy is a war criminal. This guy not only she's saying he betrayed us, but she's not going scorched earth. She's not going crazy on like Nick Fuentes goes crazier than her.
Yeah. I agree.
But he's institutionalized with those alt-right guys, so it's different.
He's not saying
she can't do what he does. She can't say the shit he says about Trump. It wouldn't work for her.
Well, that's the whole Israel thing, but what were you saying, Jesse?
I really think he wants to claim the credit. People don't. They just make excuses for him.
I was saying those jokes like over the side, or I think it was over spring and summer last year. Or I was like, "Yeah, come on, guy! Like I did that! Like, come on! Like, give me some credit here, folks." It was me. I did it.
No, Daddy Trump, they're tricking you.
Yeah, but
So
listen,
that
listen to the
video,
words.
the
Yeah.
video I sent you guys earlier of the
Tucker?
no, it was Tracy talking to that Viva Fry.
Oh yeah.
I haven't watched it yet, but
So
yes.
that's kind of
Yeah.
that's what they talked about. That's what they talked about. Where Michael Tracy was like, "How come you guys don't ask about Trump's involvement in the Epstein stuff?" That's the one thing that's really not making sense to me. Just
that other guy, like an anomaly.
That other guy is the worst. Yeah, just the absolute worst.
Like Anomaly, right? He's like that guy.
He's friends with that guy, the lawyer.
I don't know why he reminds.
Yeah, the lawyer guy.
Mm-hmm. They're Canadian.
He is the lawyer.
I saw
guy,
that
isn't
video
it?
you posted. I was
They're
like,
Canadian.
Aren't even American, man.
Yeah.
He is a lawyer, right? The Viva Fry.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Viva
Right.
Fry is
I'm a lawyer,
also a
too.
lawyer. They're both lawyers.
I'm a lawyer,
Yeah.
too.
Okay.
Canadian lawyers.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of what he asked. And then because somebody else in his chat was asking about Iran, and they were like, "Oh, look what Bibi is making Trump do," and he's like, "This is like madness." He's like, "This is just crazy. Like, you guys can't keep doing this forever."
Who said that, Tracy?
Yeah.
Bro, he's scorching people on forum. He's scorching them. He's killing them.
He embarrassed the fuck out of the Viva Fry guy on his own show. Because Michael Tracy made the conversation about how come since you guys are so obsessed with the Epstein stuff, how come you guys never really implicate Trump though? Even though I'm not saying I'm implicating him, but like, shouldn't you be more interested in Trump's role than you are?
Damn. Damn. So he said, "I'm not doing it, but why aren't you?"
Dying. Yeah.
And Michael found one he could go.
And the Viva Fry was like, "Have you seen that picture of Clinton and the girl?"
That's funny.
I was so mad. I was literally so
Clinton in the blue dress. You've seen that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Michael.
Anyway, yeah.
I had a question for the room. Kind of forgetting it right now. Fuck. If I remember it, I'll say it. Either way, let's keep playing. Here we go.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Person who could not stand up to Bibi Netanyahu. A person who just loves money and loves the idea of his name on anything. This is what the world will remember about Donald Trump. Thus far, in 1 year, to recap, his administration has worked to allow the slow erosion of the First Amendment on college campuses. Special carve-outs for anti-Semitism.
Just 1 year.
That was in the first administration too, Candace. That was in the first administration. I've had this, not no one, but you know what I mean, like people that were at least fans of Trump in spring last year, right? Those guys didn't believe me, so I had to play the video itself and like play the actual video of him standing next to Alan Dershowitz. They
knew all of this. They knew all, especially like the Dave Smiths, those libertarian anti-war guys, whatever. They knew all of this shit. They were just like, "Oh, but Kamala Harris is going to be so much worse. So, we got to get this guy in." And then now they're saying, or at least Dave Smith is like, "Well, no, maybe Kamala Harris would have been better." It's like, what? It's just like a seesaw. I don't know. I'm just kind of over it. Like, I don't really, it's like,
yeah,
this is, like actually pathetic. So
everything you see now could be dated back to the first administration as far as like policies that lead to where we're at. You do that with multiple presidencies too, not just Trump. And that's why it's like, hello, guys? And let's be real. The content creators, I think they, for the most part, know what they're doing. The audience, though, you guys are doomed to repeat yourselves. It's like literally, like, you're doomed to repeat yourselves. Just in a different form. It won't be Trump this time. It'll be someone else or some other cause that you get tricked by. It's like, can we not? Isn't the goal to not be tricked? Right? It's almost like they're begging for it. It's Israel, 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 Israel.
Yeah.
How do you know? Candace, Tucker, Dave.
That was basically Tucker and McGregor's conversation too. And I think at one point, Tucker was like, "Oh, it's just because Trump, all he does is watch Fox News. And they're tricking him by using Fox News and Lindsey Graham." And like, what? Is that actually what you think? I don't think that's actually what he thinks, but
It's
I mean, how long can you keep that going? It's just like interesting.
That Tucker video was crazy. Not the McGregor, him by himself saying, Israel's war on Iran, basically, right?
Oh, yes.
Where he said Trump's name 4 times. 2 of them had nothing to do with the foreign policy at all. It's like
his first, when he broke his silence,
it's like that is incredible. There's I think a good amount of actual people, not just bots, right? I think there's actual people buying into that. Who brought up Anomaly? I think it was Anthony who brought up Anomaly. He's doing the same shit, by the way. It's
they're all doing it.
It's like you guys are once again doomed to repeat yourselves.
Yeah.
What's it by Candace? This was happening in the first administration, next to Alan Dershowitz. There we go.
Oh, in effect, hate speech laws. There's a new IHRA definition for anti-Semitism. A definition that is so
during the
broad
first administration
that it includes, quote, accusing Jewish citizens of being more loyal to Israel or to the alleged priorities of Jews worldwide than to the interest of their own
thought
nations.
He could probably get away with anything.
That's
maybe the PR manager of the White House named Donald Trump. Maybe he's like, I can get away with anything because I did the same thing in my first term and no one said a fucking word about it. Maybe that's why he believed I can just get away with shit. Maybe. It'd be probably more sinister than that. I'm just saying, like, on the surface possibility, why not? He did all this shit in his first term, and you guys all let it fucking go by. In fact, Trump might be confused. Like, wait a minute, you guys bought all this shit the first time, right? Like, what's the difference? I don't get it. Apparently, it's the Gaza war.
No wonder he's confused. He's like, wait, you guys just bought into all the stuff before. Like, why do you have a problem with it now? Yeah. I thought we were all cool with this. They're just he's confused.
I mean, there we go.
Interesting. Because he then because he doesn't even know what they're writing and what they're putting together, he's not paying attention, he hilariously violates his own law when he discusses his boss, Miriam Adelson. Take a listen to what he says.
Miriam, stand up, please. She really is. I mean, she loves this country.
This is amazing. He's after they got the hostage back or whatever.
She loves this country. Her and her husband are so incredible. We miss him so dearly. But I actually asked her, I'm going to get her in trouble.
I ain't gonna lie, Miriam got a nice glow up, bro.
I know you love Israel. What do you love more, the United States or
You can go
Israel?
back on mute now.
She refused to answer. That means...
Should definitely go back on mute.
That might mean...
I had to clap you, but that was funny.
We love you. Thank you, darling, for being here. That's a great honor.
Go Mavericks.
So Trump is saying that the person that he took $100 million, $200 million from, I think in the end, loves Israel more than she loves America. She served in the IDF. That's what he's saying to you. Trump's administration then delayed the release of and then gaslit us over the Epstein files.
Yeah, which you said nothing.
The files
a
Democratic
fucking
hoax.
Bride of Chucky bullshit.
Are we still talking about the Epstein files? Are we still talking about children being...
No, you're not. You're not talking about the Epstein files.
Yeah, make no mistake, that translates into providing cover for Jewish pedophiles, because that's what Jeffrey Epstein was, an occult Jewish pedophile.
Okay. He's a cult now?
What? Okay. All right. She's like trying to weave in the occult stuff, isn't she? Like into the new narrative.
Yeah. Look like Alison McDowell. So she do look a little bit like Alison McDowell.
Oh my god.
Who?
Don't insult Alison.
Funny tonight.
Is he saying Miriam?
Miriam.
Don't you dare insult my future wife like that. Watch your fucking mouth.
Yeah, that's wifey. You just insulted wifey.
Watch your mouth, Anthony. All right, I do have to leave and come back. Brought my settings back.
Weave the occult stuff. Like she's really it's not gonna fit.
It's not hidden, Candace. It's not really landing how you want it to.
Not with us.
You can tell she doesn't want to do this segment. Look at her. She's just like,
right. Yeah.
I don't. Like, she's not, her heart's not in it. I can feel it.
Mm-mm.
Not that her heart's ever really in anything, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, there's some stuff though.
It's just
She's
not.
like, she's all about it. Her heart's in it sometimes. Not today.
No.
Let's see where she goes with the occult Jewish pedophile Jeffrey Epstein that Trump covers for her. Here we go.
Right.
Trump
yeah,
told
Jeffrey
us,
Epstein,
no
the
more
guy
forever
who
wars.
sounds like a fucking, I don't even know, like, who's that guy from Fonzie or whatever? Like, he just, you know, like, he's got this very, like,
He sounds like a bookie.
kind of, like a bookie, kind of like, just, that's that's your secret occult, like, whatever. Yeah, okay, whatever. Maybe, sure.
The Vegas $15.
Yeah.
Dallas over 3.5.
While worshiping Baal or whoever.
Yeah.
The emails kind of show he's like blatantly like a sleazeball, basically. But he's like, I'm sure he's out there at the temple with robes
I don't know.
on.
I'm just not. It's not giving me a cult. I don't know.
Maybe, but I agree with you. I don't see that.
Temple.
Jeffrey, he's had his robes like, and now we pray to our god Moloch from East 71st Street. Next to Johnny's Bakery.
He's eating a Philly sub.
Okay.
It's just not the.
That's the thing. It's the thing. Let Jeffrey be Jeffrey, okay? Let him do his thing.
Oh man.
Let Jeffrey be Jeffrey.
Our god Moloch told us to come down here today to say, Johnny, too much oil and vinegar. Every time, dude. Every fucking time, man. Too much oil and vinegar.
He's writing it. He's writing back in DoorDash. He's like commenting.
Yeah.
Too much vinegar.
He gets a credit or some shit. He gets a credit.
Where's my oregano? The fucking oregano.
Every time this fucking Bobby kid brings me my DoorDash, the pizza, all the cheeses slide to one side of the pie. Every fucking time. How fast that kid driving?
I want an even spread.
Praise my life.
This is not going to make
spread.
Praise Al Sacrali.
God.
All right, here we go.
While he's summoning his Egyptian rod.
He's just on a lawn chair with a cigarette and a cell phone. His BlackBerry, just like this is bullshitting. yeah. Praise Moloch. Yeah, sure, whatever.
yeah, raw.
Or whatever.
That's funny.
All right, here we
go.
Did
you say he was on his BlackBerry?
Yes, he was. That's his emails. All his emails are on because he's talking to all these government people. They all had BlackBerries back in the day.
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know that shit when like the cigarette's like barely hanging onto the lips. He's on his BlackBerry, like, fuck.
Yeah.
His bags under his eyes, sunglasses on.
Yeah. The fucking glasses.
Yeah, Baphomet, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Praise Baphomet, yes. Anyway.
That's funny.
All right, here we go.
Was an occult Jewish pedophile.
Right.
Told us no more forever wars.
It's so terrible.
They definitely marketed themselves as pro-peace, him and Vance. That was the ticket that they ran on until Bibi Netanyahu said Venezuela's anti-Semitic. Then we took out Maduro. And guess who benefited from that? I loved this headline so much.
Yeah, she just makes shit up.
I think I was daydreaming more jokes, so I kind of missed that part. I want to hear that again. Here we go.
Definitely marketed themselves as pro-peace, him and Vance. That was the ticket that they ran on until Bibi Netanyahu said Venezuela's anti-Semitic. Then we took out Maduro. And guess who benefited from that? I loved this headline so much. Venezuela sends first oil shipment to Israel in years in signs of relations improving. I bet relations have improved. Hey, look, Americans, your gas prices are going up. But the important thing to remember is that your tax-paying dollars were sent to support the military operation in Venezuela, which has thus far benefited Israel.
Now, Candace, it benefits a certain amount of people. When they say oil to, like, They're giving money to Israel to buy, business people's fucking products. That's what they're doing. So it's like kind of going right back. It's pulling from the public and giving it to the private. That's what it looks like to me. When it comes to weapon sales too, they give money to Israel to buy U.S. products that don't go back to the U.S. Essentially, it goes back to private hands within the U.S.
Yeah.
I
And
assume
actually,
the same goes with oil.
Yes, and even Trump said it today. They were asking him about the Tomahawk missile or whatever it was that fell on the school that killed all those kids, and he was like, "Yeah, it was. It could have been one of those Tomahawks that Iran had." And then the guy was like, "Well, why would Iran have Tomahawks?" And he's like, "Well, yeah, a bunch of countries buy them. I wish they bought more." It's like, what? Excuse me? What are you saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, like it's just even their own enemies, they're selling their weapons too. So it's like, yeah.
Not that Iran has tomahawks, but it's the implication of
exactly.
it, right?
Yes, it's just the idea. But he said it. But he said like, oh, they would though, because everybody has them.
A lot of people had those, Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of countries. So who knows?
But yeah. I mean, what else do you need, Candace? Was that for
But
Israel?
yeah, like it's always been funneled through because, like you said, it's like they give the money to quote unquote Israel. It's not even Israel, right? Because like it's not the Israeli people. I think it's just the government and like their, like quote unquote 1% as well. Because it works pretty much the same way everywhere, in my opinion. But yeah, so then they give them the money, but it's like it has to be spent on like military equipment, and it's like, oh, it just happened to be Lockheed Martin and Raytheon all the time, or Boeing or whoever. So. Like goes back into the private coffers.
Also,
I don't know.
It's also very interesting because it kind of kills a little bit of that. To me, what I think is a fairy tale that Trump is captured by Israel, and that's why he's doing what he's doing. He could have Trump could have easily just said, "We're still investigating." He could have just said that and moved on. Said it, then ignore the story for the rest of the time, right? But instead, he actually made up an excuse to say, "Well, I think it was Iran who did it." Who dropped the bomb on themselves and killed their own schoolgirls, which is like, what is that? Sounds like a guy doing effort to do PR for something. He fucks it up badly, but it's still an attempt to do PR. But that's for U.S. That's for the U.S. though. The PR was for the U.S. essentially, right? Because the U.S. has the Tomahawk missiles. Along with some European countries that are not directly involved yet, at least with like dropping bombs, right? They might be involved in fueling or flyovers or some shit like that, or intelligence, but we don't know them to be directly involved in regards to dropping direct bombs yet, right? I don't think so. So thus, the only culprit there is the U.S. in that scenario. So thus, he's covering for the U.S. and their own actions. But I thought the story was they're covering for Israel. I'm just saying. Like, why would he need to do that? He can make the U.S. look bad and make Israel look better. Why not do that? Why not just say nothing at all? Honestly.
I mean, I'm not going to be surprised if they were like, oh, they were doing strikes based on Israel's intel. So it was Israel who gave them those maps or something. You know what I mean? Like outdated maps. Like I feel like they could also pivot to that. You know what I mean? Like they can find a way to make it Israel's fault anyway, regardless. Not that they don't have a part to play. It's just like the over focus is a bit much. It's off-putting, frankly.
It's just not real though. It's fake.
That too.
It actually is fake. The way they're going about it is fake. That's bullshit to me.
Yeah, which is why it was so funny when Michael Tracy just like, and then the Viva guy was just scrambling, like, yeah. So let's get to the
chat. You got by Michael Tracy.
It was so pathetic. It was so pathetic. And Michael Tracy was still like saying dumb shit, but the Viva guy just couldn't say anything. I'm like, oh my god,
bad day.
That's why he came on this show. Oh, and then that last video I saw of Michael Tracy was, I'm not gonna watch. I refuse to watch this, but with what's his name? The guy who says Children of the Lie, Jesse Lee Peterson.
Children of the Lie.
What?
Yeah.
That's the work of the devil
Michael
right
Grayson
there.
went on his show to talk about the panic
Oh, Michael.
of the Epstein files. Yeah.
He's really getting himself out there, isn't he?
Weird crowd.
Very much. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, guys.
Lee Peterson was funny.
Don't lose a debate to a guy who's arguing about the age of consent laws, that they're too high. Just don't lose debates to that guy. Just don't let that happen. Okay? Don't allow that.
Yeah.
All right, here's more she points to Venezuela and says Israel did it. What's another like kind of crazy sound? Whatever. Here we go. Let's keep playing.
My best guess is that's at least part of the reason, the real reason why Trump is obsessed with acquiring Greenland, because they do have untapped crude oil, an estimated 31 billion barrels worth.
And they can
that sure
give it
would
to
go
Israel?
a long way for Israel's incessant need to murder, bomb, and destroy.
Everything is for
Madness.
Israel.
This is
Now,
madness.
maybe
Everything?
you voted for Trump because you were a Maha mom. Have no fear, the traitor is here. Because on February 26th, Trump signed an executive order invoking the Defense Production Act to boost the production of glyphosate, which is what's found in Monsanto, right? That is the cancer-causing agent that is in the weed killer. We know it causes cancer. Maha moms fought, so that would not be a thing anymore. Toxic pesticides are apparently back on the table. But don't miss this part, okay? This is from the
You're talking to the guy who wears a tan every day of his life.
They wrote, but the largely
I don't think he's that worried about
order's
toxic
mention
chemicals
of
touching
something
him.
contentious in another way. The manufacture of munitions used by the United States military. Bayer, which makes glyphosate, is also the only company in the United States that manufactures a form of elemental phosphorus, which is called white phosphorus, which is used to make the weed killer. Ah, okay. Phosphorus. That white phosphorus is also used to make munitions deployed as smoke screens and incendiary devices that can violently burn property or people.
I believe those are banned.
That's good. I'm glad that the Washington Post noted that everyone's talking about Monsanto, but nobody's paying attention to the fact that white phosphorus is also being manufactured by executive order. And you're not going to believe me, but guess what is being used right now in Lebanon? Check out this headline. Oh, Israel unlawfully using white phosphorus. I wonder where they're getting that from.
There's been a history of Israel using white phosphorus as far as like some video footage and stuff like that. So maybe captured every administration, you know?
Maybe she just learned about it.
Probably. I'll be honest, probably. But like, it's not. I wouldn't be mad about someone learning something, right? It's more so what Candace is doing with all this stuff. That's she's stepping up on the platform as the leader of something or the foreseer of things. I'm like, come on, man. You were so fucking late in the game. And what's funny is the kind of like popular crowd counter to Candace is Nick Fuentes also claimed to be ahead of the times on these topics. And I'm like, no, you're fucking not. No, you're not. Like
and both patting themselves on the back. Like, who the fuck? Like anointing yourself, patting yourself on the back, like validating yourself. Like, who are you?
Our heroes, apparently. No one would be talking about Israel if it wasn't for Nick Fuentes, apparently.
I guess not. No one even knew what that was until Nick came along.
Yeah, true. Thank you, Nick. Here we go.
Probably from the pro-peace ticket. It was all peace, peace, peace. It's always peace until Israel gets involved. They don't know peace. They don't want peace. Bibi instructed Trump to bomb Iran almost immediately. And gratefully, because Charlie Kirk was alive at that time, it was at first limited to just hitting their nuclear
Charlie
sites.
was the arbiter.
And I shouldn't even say gratefully, by the way, because he promised us no involvement in overseas conflicts, but they at least pretended for a little bit like it was only going to be a limited operation. Now, some of us knew better because it's never ending. Baal requires constant blood.
Baal! Yeah.
The obstacle of Charlie Kirk was then subsequently removed. And now where are we? Right?
I'm out of here.
The United States is preemptively bombing Iran. And the explanation that we are receiving is because Israel was going to bomb Iran. So we went ahead and did it for them just in case Iran responded by hitting American military bases. Wow, that's actually very confusing. That's dizzying. There's no way they actually said that. No, they did. Marco Rubio came right out and said exactly that. Take a listen.
I'm sorry. Before she plays this clip, which has been going around, it almost screams PSYOP sounding almost, because there was reports before this where the idea was like, hey, it looks better for the U.S. if Israel strikes first. Like, those are like kind of conflicting narratives, but people might see what they want to see instead of like actually trying to assess or think about it or investigate or, be patient and wait for further information to find out exactly what the fuck's going on here. Either way, you can call it wrong, right? I call it wrong, but I don't know exactly all the detailed circumstances. All I have is like reports we see, right? But this one for some reason, has taken the cake over everything else. I guess because people want a certain narrative to be the case. Oh, okay.
It's a choose your own adventure narrative almost. Like you kind of put different things out there and then see what sticks.
Well, this is the question I was going to ask earlier. I just remembered it. Do you guys think that there's some sort of like quiet kind of like from the American side, right? Or Americans, where they don't want to see themselves looking so bad. So thus there's a certain view towards Israel as being like they're the drivers of everything that's happening here.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Anyone else? Because like I'm wondering if it's actually is that like shallow and stupid.
Yeah, I've suspected that the
Okay. I mean,
like that Israel specifically, like that it's there, like
well,
kind of use that as a way to
imagine like relinquishing some responsibility and saying, "Oh no, he got tricked. He betrayed us because he got paid or he got blackmailed." Or whatever the fuck the idea is, right?
Yeah.
Of what the White House is doing, to where it maybe makes
People
certain people feel better about themselves.
People are more forgiving of that.
Oh yeah, I thought that I've long thought that yes, Israel is kind of it'll serve as like the scapegoat or like the avatar for the thing to which you can project all of your anger and like everything that's been wrong, and it's like, oh my god, I stubbed my toe.
Like, yeah, you haven't seen that in a long time. Yeah. I feel like that's just growing and growing, honestly. And Americans will generally take any, I'm generalizing, but they'll take any little way out to make it a little bit less about America, for sure. Not that Israel isn't a huge part of it, but yeah.
On the right, where do we go from here on the right?
Sad if that's the case, man. That's so fucking sad. My bad, Anthony.
Yeah, Jordan, but where do we go from here? Like, yo, how do you, let's say this ends badly, and like Israel and Trump, these guys look bad as fuck. How do you let another politician play fealty? If these guys are the most fervent, yo, we're doing this for Israel. It's Israel's fault. They're trying to control our government. So how could they fall for someone that's friendly with Israel? Which is what's going to happen. They're going to fall for somebody like JD or whoever that's going to be friendly with Israel.
Yeah.
So how the fuck do you guys? You guys scream at the top of your lungs, it's Israel's fault. Then you vote someone in that sees it the exact opposite way.
I think whatever they're calling Israel will just morph into something else. Honestly, because I think it'll just be like a next, like an evolution or like a mutation, and then it translates into this, into this other thing. But they get to beat up Israel. Yeah.
Respectfully, what you just said is too smart. I'm thinking these people are going to do something dumber than that.
Wait, what will they do?
The same shit they're doing right now. They did to get us into this place.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I think it will be the same, but it'll be different because they'll have different players because, like, you'll have to have different actors, play the roles.
But it's still
I'm just saying, like, the norm, the societal norms of, oh, we gotta defend Israel. They're our friends, this and that, and they're like, if some dude says that, the new guy shows up.
They'll eventually throw them under the bus. I think they would eventually throw them under the bus.
I think that's going to take time, though. It's going to take. It won't be done by 2028. 2028 is going to play out.
Oh
like
no, maybe not. But I think eventually, like I think
Israel's
that's
happy to be the scapegoat in a
but
way.
that's a tug of war. Like
they're very good in that.
Yeah, these guys are shitty, but you're not going to vote them.
Oops.
And you're not going to
no,
not
but
vote.
Also, Anthony, like some of the shit like that they're being charged with, like in terms of like what they've done, like on like a human like atrocity level, it's pretty fucking bad. Like it's like
really... No, I don't disagree. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying like if like normal people were in charge of that shit, like these people would be so discredited.
Wait, you're talking about you talking about this? You talking about Trump's government or Israel?
No, Netanyahu, especially Netanyahu, like the Israeli government. Period.
Oh, yeah.
Like the stuff that they're being charged with in terms of like targeting people, like thousands of people, thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands.
No, I know that. I'm just saying, like,
I'm just saying, it's like.
But when these dum-dums, they don't think that way.
I think it's going to be short-lived. I think this is like a stick up. I think we're being robbed. Like this is like a robbery. Like we're in a bank. Like we're being robbed right now. Like we're being shaken down. Like it's just like
the problem is that they rob us and then they convince us that
it's going to be quick. It's
going
to be quick.
I don't know. They convince us like, yo, you know what? Maybe it's not a bad thing we got robbed. Maybe we should give them one more chance.
Perhaps. I mean, they're always robbing us, right? But it's like they just did like they did a heist. They did a big ass heist real quick, right? Like, and then it'll be like, oh my God, these people are so terrible. And they'll be charged with like things that they'll probably should be charged with. But
I feel like we're in no man's land.
You think they're going there? Like he's charged? Oh, my bad.
I think they could be. I think they could be. Because this is not sustainable. What they're doing is not sustainable. It's even for the people who might be controlling them. Like, it's kind of this doesn't seem. This seems like maybe a quick heist.
Outrageous.
Yeah,
it seems like it seems like a reshuffling, man.
Beyond outrageous,
like, huge reshuffling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking some gangster shit, man.
That's gonna be the same shit.
Yeah, some gangster.
It's like don't pay attention to what's going on now. Like what's going on now is bad. It's like really.
I said we're
really
being robbed.
Yeah, but
I'm saying like.
God, sorry.
Yeah. Well, I would just say like, don't pay attention to what's going on now. Pay attention who we choose as the adult in the room to clean us up. Pay attention to those people. Those are the people that were actually really yo, what's going on?
Well,
this shit is like, this is a transition. The final product is like, yo, when I see dudes like, we're the arbiters of cleaning up this mess. I'm like, yo, you're the guy that's responsible for.
Yeah, unfortunately, it will be people like Kyle. That's the thing.
Yeah, to some degree, yeah.
Yeah,
may even go a little too far for the MAGA crowd.
Well, I mean like at the top. I mean at the top.
Oh yeah, I mean like on the regular. The thing that makes people still think that this whole thing's legitimate is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like the kind of characters you would need to like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, this is like normal to me, or this is like not.
Like like at a certain point.
Like what the fuck? You know, like whatever. Caroline, like Benny Johnson. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, these Mark Levin guys. These guys are like, you guys got your going home gifts. And then Tucker's
Mark's got a new channel.
Tucker and these guys they're gonna like, yo, this guy's actually means business. This is a person that we can actually trust. I'm like, that's the dude that they selected to fuck us over. Whoever these guys say, like, yo, this is the guy's gonna solve it. It's still Trump right now, but I mean, like, barely. So who's up next? And I'm not. It doesn't not just politicians.
I'm throwing this out here, bro. Look, George W. Bush, right? He was a pariah for a while. He was after his 8 years of horrendousness.
Now,
He's good now, for sure. But like, I look at Netanyahu, right? That guy's kind of hated globally and inside his own country. Kind of hated. What that happens is, my guess is he secures a pardon from the president of Israel, and then that's when the U.S. starts, politicians-wise, right, for their campaigning, start saying bad things about well, it was this guy over here, right? The guy who's now, he pardoned, he's out of office, like he's the reason why. Like they start pointing towards him, almost like George W. Bush was globally for a bit, right? The war on terror and all that shit. It becomes like a scapegoat in a way, and it's,
yeah, Obama said,
yeah, and time heals all, doesn't it? Now we finally look back. Yeah, I see that.
The tortures that worked under him, the general, everybody, Condoleezza Rice, all of them got saved by Obama.
And then these guys,
or they get thrown under the bus in order to give people another, like a different type of scapegoat.
Well, they got Cersei. Jordan, they got Cersei. They got shamed, and then okay, you guys can live your lives now.
Yeah, and you'll have some politician come in and be like, "Look, this guy's he's not scared to question Israel." See? Meanwhile,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
It's not bad PR move, huh?
But I mean, but what if they do them like they did the Nuremberg trials with like the Nazis and stuff, where they tried all those people?
I can't see that.
Eventually,
as a matter of fact,
that's a great point you bring up. Something like that to give people like a valve, like a release. You know what I mean? Like,
there's got to be some outlet.
It's not sustainable. This is not sustainable.
I disagree, Sebs. I disagree.
This is not sustainable.
Look what what did Candace say about Tucker? Like, oh my God, he's so brave for what he's saying. That's all he did was say, well, this is Israel's war, and they're giving him medals and like, look at this guy who's not afraid to say the truth out loud. That's all it takes right now.
Yo, Tucker, you're running, right? Dudes are starting to say that.
I don't know about that one. If he does that, like, you're sacrificing your career because we know what you'd have to do, like as a politician. We know already, Tucker.
So what?
Everything you cry about would have to go away.
As a charlatan. I already see him as a charlatan.
Yeah, me too. But like his fans,
but his dumbass fans don't. So what? They're transferable. Those people are transferred over for his gain.
Why not live a comfortable life as a limited hangout? Why not do that? Right, that's what Trump fucked up with, bro. Like, just send your tweets out and do the Apprentice show. But you start running for president now, like
that's where that's where the Stanley Kubrick shit pops up. And eyes wide shut.
I think you probably have to be some sort of caliber to even get to that point anyway. No offense. Like, I don't know. It doesn't seem so random.
I think Tucker, bro, you don't think Tucker can wash the floor with Marco Rubio and these fucks? He could.
Yeah.
Like Obama.
It's an easy road, man. If you're a Republican and you echo what Trump echoed, but seem a little more earnest than him, that's an easy road to fucking travel. With all these losers and like these fake men in the GOP cabal, bro.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Marco Rubio hasn't turned on Trump yet.
Why would he?
Nah,
I don't know. I feel like he seems so angry. He seems so upset. Did you see him at the State of the Union?
He'll get his lick back.
He'll fuck JD up, bro.
He didn't even care. He sat down while people clapped for him.
He's watching.
He's like, I don't fucking care.
He's gonna run.
He'll
probably like be a presidential candidate, a big time.
Yeah, it'll be like him against JD Vance or something for the primary, something like that.
I don't think he'll win, but he'll definitely be up there.
Nah, he won't win, but he'll do it. He'll run.
Yeah, I think so.
At least in the primary, yeah.
All right, let's I guess hear Marco Rubio. Here we go.
The assessment that was made that if we stood and waited for that attack to come first,
Peg said they would probably throw under the bus.
We would
absolutely.
And so the president made the very wise decision. We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed. And then we would all be here answering questions about why we knew that and didn't act.
I'm sorry, but under that scenario, if Israel was going to cause and stop that chain of events, wouldn't it have made sense for them to bomb Israel? Bomb Israel to prevent Israel from bombing Iran? To prevent Iran from retaliating by going after American bases because of our involvement with Israel and constantly sending them munitions and things of that nature?
Makes no sense.
I just don't understand how the logic is Israel can't stop bombing people, so we have to bomb people for them. That's what he's telling you. And that's what we're doing. We just murdered 150 Iranian schoolgirls between the ages of 7 and 12 preemptively. Don't worry, guys. It was preemptively because Israel was probably going to bomb them and kill them. So we went ahead and did that for them. So long as you say preemptively, it makes it okay. Don't even think further.
It would make sense to bomb Israel in regards to that? To stop them from bombing someone else? I guess
can't follow her logic, bro. It's like, yo, they're allies, though. They're allies.
Well, why don't you just say, like, hey, if you guys bomb these guys, we're not going to back you up. Yo, Iran, special message. We're not going to bomb you. It's going to be these guys, and we're not going to help them. They're on their own.
No, because then she can't be quoted by the neocons who are going to be like, Candace Owens wants the U.S. to bomb Israel.
Exactly. It's
bait. And they won't be able to do those, clapbacks.
Free band, bro. That's free band.
All right, here we go.
How much peace can we really take? It's just too much peace. You say too much winning. It's like too much peace. Let's actually take a look at some live footage of the peace that we are currently spreading in the Middle East. Yeah.
I flinched a little bit.
Preemptive peace.
Gruesome images, but
we had to do. I can explain it. I can explain it for you guys. It looks like peace. I will reiterate my perspective that Trump allowing this to happen, allowing this to go forward, it makes him a traitor, and it also makes him a coward. And you would do well to accept that fact. Okay, stop playing left or right. Stop saying it would have been different if a Democrat was in office. Stop playing Republican or Democrat. Wake up. These people
are shit, there it is.
Both sides.
Wake the fuck up.
And I believe very much that world wars are in effect global.
Who are these people?
That's why they always want them. They use propaganda,
the occult,
to convince people to sign up for their own slaughter.
The Israeli occultists.
Something that lives in my mind rent free is Norm Finkelstein informing me that Israel had a literal and actual government policy known as mowing the lawn in Gaza, where the IDF would just at random begin shooting and killing Palestinians to ensure that the population didn't grow. Just like, oh, no, too much population. This is, to me, when I see everything going on right now, and there being no reason but like an insistence that we all have to just get ready for Armageddon, this feels to me like an opportunity to simply mow the lawn of people that stand against them. Population control has always been the aim, whether it's by vaccines, abortion propaganda, my body, my choice. Wake up. Like I said, left or right, it's the same end.
Great replacement.
It's the same thing that they are barreling towards. They want you to agree to murder your offspring or yourselves. Sign up for war. Here's some propaganda. You're going into the Middle East. There's no plan. There's going to be no end in sight. But man, could you imagine afterwards? We might even give you a Purple Heart. You won't be here to receive it. But just as was stipulated, by the way, for those of us who are
Lindsey Graham said he was going to be going to South Carolina to ask the
having conversations openly,
to send some of their kids over to Iran to help with the war effort. So he's going to do his part.
Thank God for Lindsey Graham.
Yep.
A walking IQ test. Hey, if you fall for this, you're an idiot. He's a walking IQ test. Do not fail that one. Here we go.
Yeah. Openly about how in the future people won't even be able to reproduce on their own. That's their ultimate desire, to control birth and to control death. They want to be gods on earth. That's what they want to be. They see
if you want people to keep having more kids because you want more people, you're trying to control people's like bodies as well. Like it's kind of the same thing. Because if they're advocating for for people to have less kids, and they want you to like abort your kids and stuff, but then you're like, no, have more kids, no matter what, just keep having kids. It's like you're doing the same thing. So,
I mean, I'd say you're psychologically captured either way at that point.
Yeah. Yes.
But you're like, no, well, I live my life the way I live my life. This is what I want to do. They can understand what that is.
But you're a woman. This is what you're supposed to do. It's our nature. We're coded for this. It's like gender or whatever, essentialism or whatever they call it, where it's like it's your genes.
Listen, make him a sandwich. Make him a sandwich. Shout out to Candace Owens'
book.
You'll love
it. Go do it.
Best-selling book.
Go make a sandwich for him.
Thanks, Candace. There we go.
Earth and control death. And then we control everything. And make no mistake, Trump will, if they tell him to.
And I wouldn't even make James a sandwich. I would make him like a yogurt, like quinoa thing with chia seeds and blueberries. You know what I mean? Like what?
Yeah, primordial soup. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
James
doesn't eat
Trump's only doing this because they're telling him to. That's the only reason.
Yeah, I guess so. And there's the they that are
who is they
making Trump do what he does. There we go.
For sons and daughters to die for Israel. Israel expects that. Okay? They look at the Goyim and they say, that's ours. That those are our cattle.
Are those particular people
they're
or the
already
entire
signaling
country? Who are you talking
that
about?
they're keeping their options open
Anybody not
regarding
Jewish.
whether they will need boots on the ground. Here is Israel's defense minister, Benny Gantz, discussing that he's not going to exclude that need. Take a listen.
We have 180,000 Revolutionary Guard, almost 1 million Basij, 2 million reservists who are Basij. They are the ones with the guns. Even if this campaign goes on for 4 to 5 weeks, is it fair to expect unarmed civilians to come out and take over their government?
Well, it's a very complicated situation over there, but I suggest we'll take it one step at a time. Currently, we are neutralizing Iran's command and control system and Iran's capacity to influence the region. We'll see what comes next. I think we have to be very decisive on this. We must maintain operational offensive continuity to assess where are we all the time and then to take the decisions.
Do you think eventually there will be a need for boots on the ground?
I would not exclude it for those reasons or other, but we'll have to see how it goes forward.
And will that include Israeli boots on the ground, do you think?
I exclude nothing. We've been waiting for 47 years, and we came to a point where every necessary means should be taken in order to achieve our goals.
It's just amazing.
So he just said he's willing to, basically saying, I'm willing to sacrifice young Israelis to go fight in Iran or something like that. And they're already doing that with Lebanon, right? How's that different from, the Trump administration saying that, yeah, people are gonna die. Or essentially, we're gonna sacrifice some of our soldiers for the same thing. What is the difference there, Candace? They're both leadership roles of two different countries saying we will sacrifice our young people for this thing that we had to lie to you to get you to be into in the first place, right? Get you to be about taking over this country or regime changing it. I don't get what's the difference, Candace. Okay, here we go. Let's find out.
Means should be taken in order to achieve our goals.
It's just amazing. I love that the follow-up question was, is that going to include Israeli boots on the ground? It's implied that it's not Israeli boots on the ground. And as a follow-up, it's like, oh, okay, if you do it, are you going to also include Israeli boots on the ground? And in that same vein, we have Caroline Levitt signaling that a draft is...
Wait, you skipped his answer, Candace. You just skipped his answer. His answer was like, fuck yeah. His answer was essentially, fuck yeah. He said no options off the... all options on the table. He just said that. He actually said it very assertively said that. But I guess that answer doesn't fit where you're going, Candace. With your stupid fucking tricking your fucking audience bullshit. Let's just be honest about that. That to me right there is the IQ test. Where we heard the guy talk out loud, and Candace is not acknowledging what she just heard. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm the dumb one. Let's hear that. Let's hear the last part of that again. When she asked, well, what about Israeli troops? Whatever's needed, we'll do it. Meaning those kids are sacrificial. Let me just leave and come back real fast. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm tripping, but I swear I heard that. Here we go.
Even if this campaign goes on for 4 to 5 weeks, is it fair to expect unarmed civilians to come out and take over their government?
Well, it's a very complicated situation over there, but I suggest we'll take it one step at a time. Currently, we are neutralizing Iran's command and control system and Iran's capacity to influence the region, and we'll see what comes next. I think we have to be very decisive on this. We must maintain operational offensive continuity to assess where are we all the time, and then to take the decisions.
Do you think eventually there will be a need for boots on the ground?
I would not exclude it for those reasons or other, but we'll have to see how it goes forward.
And will that include Israeli boots on the ground, do you think?
I exclude nothing. We've been waiting for 47 years.
He's all but saying, yes. Am I tripping by his words? He's like, yes. Will that include Israeli troops on the ground? Like, I don't exclude nothing. We've been waiting 47 years. Like, but Candace didn't hear that, apparently. Talk about, like, fucking spells and talismanic words, Candace. You just hide that from your own... Like, as you play it in front of their faces, you redefine what we just saw with our own fucking ears and eyes and brains. Fuck. Here we go.
Those reasons or other, but we'll have to see how it goes forward.
And will that include Israeli boots on the ground, do you think?
I exclude nothing. We've been waiting for 47 years, and we came to a point with every necessary minute should be taken in order to achieve our goals.
Every necessary minute should be taken.
It's just amazing. I love that the follow-up question was, is that going to include Israeli boots on the ground? Like, it's implied that it's not Israeli boots on the ground. And as a follow-up, it's like, oh, okay, if you do it, are you going to also include Israeli boots on the ground?
I thought it was like a little bit of a gotcha, a little bit. I thought that was a little bit of the attempt of the journalist. I don't know who that lady is, so I can't say that, but I can't say I know, but like, that's what it sounded like in words. Like, oh, boots on the ground. Like, do you mean your fucking people too? He's like, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Hey, Candace she's ignoring it. Like, like the question was like she implied the question was shady. I'm like, that's not a shady question. It's like putting responsibility towards leadership in Israel, saying like, yo, does that mean your own fucking people too? Does it mean that? As in like that's what it sounded like to me, as like a pushback question. And Candace is twisting it. Yo, if you're a Candace fan, congrats. Like, listen. Don't be a dupe. Don't be duped. Work harder, guys. Like, think harder, guys. Think a little bit harder. Think a little devil's advocate. When you're thinking, like, sorry for the word devil, but like, please do something with, like, think critically a little bit. There we go.
Means should be taken in order to achieve our goals.
It's just amazing. I love what the follow-up question was, is that going to include Israeli boots on the ground? Like, it's implied that it's not Israeli boots on the ground. And as a follow-up, it's like, oh, okay, if you do it, are you going to also include Israeli boots on the ground? And in that same vein, we have Caroline Leavitt signaling that a draft is not off the table because Trump is smart. Take a listen.
And the president had an interesting exchange on Air Force One over the weekend, Caroline. I want to get your take about this idea of troops on the ground. Mothers out there are worried that we're going to have a draft, that they're going to see their sons get in and daughters get involved in this. What do you want to say about the president's plans for troops on the ground? As we know, it's been largely an air campaign up until now.
It has been, and it will continue to be, and President Trump wisely does not remove options off of the table. I know a lot of politicians like to do that quickly, but the president, as commander-in-chief, wants to continue to assess the success of this military operation.
I think
it's not
Caroline
part of
Leavitt
the current plan right now, but the president, again, wisely keeps his options on the table. But as commander-in-chief, there's no greater priority or responsibility to this president than, of course, protecting the American people and protecting our troops and our bases in the Middle East, which Iran has been threatening for 47 years. They have killed and maimed thousands of American soldiers, and President Trump was not going to allow Iran
turn the lights down. Too bright.
Our bases and our troops and our men and women in the Middle East
Put
first.
A little more
and that's why he
sadness in
took
your
this
voice
historic action
sell
by
it a little bit
launching
better.
Operation Epic Fury.
Too bright,
right.
man. Too bright.
He only allows Israel to do that. Only Israel is allowed to attack America. Only Israel is allowed to get away with the Levant affair. Only Israel is allowed to get away with what they did at the USS Liberty. That is a right reserved for Israel. To attack and use Americans to maim and caricature people, that is their right. It's a birthright, probably promised them 3,000 years ago. I say the question is not if, by the way that they're speaking, the way that they have lied. They just keep pushing it and pushing it. Oh, no, it's just going to be 4 now. Just Operation Midnight Hammer. That's it. Now it's suddenly, oh, no, we need to do a little bit more preemptively. Now it's, oh, the options are still maybe kind of on the table, but like it's smart for him to keep his options on the table. That sounds to me like the question is not if, but when. If, not if, but when that option is going to be executed. I think it's actually a crucial part of their plan because it's time to mow the lawn. That's why Israel supporters like Bill Ackman went rabid over the weekend over me suggesting that maybe military men shouldn't sign up. Maybe you shouldn't sign up to join the military in America if this is the circumstance that we live in. Yeah, they want me imprisoned for merely mentioning that no one at this juncture should join the American military. Bill was retweeting people who were stipulating that it's actually a federal.
Once again, look at her. She didn't say the context, right? I'll play her words again. Listen to her words and how she explains her
That's why
tweet.
Israel supporters like Bill Ackman went rabid over the weekend over me suggesting that maybe military men shouldn't sign up. Maybe you shouldn't sign up to join the military in America if this is the circumstance that we live in. Yeah, they want me imprisoned for merely mentioning that no one at this juncture should join the American military.
And the reason is because if you join the American military, you're fighting for Israel. Right, Candace? Not saying Bill Ackman is, fuck that guy, whatever. He's trash. But like you're selling a narrative and it's like these become 2 hours of dog shit that the audience has to sit back and contend with, I guess. Especially like no offense, once again, no offense. It is what it is, though. The non-thinkers, no experience, no investigative fucking information, no thinking, no deep thinking about things. People that just pick teams and run with it, right? You guys are going to get fucked. Intellectually, you're going to get fucked. And we're going to, like, I'm watching the build of it. They're right there. They're building it right in front of our fucking eyes. Candace included. She's building that shit. Which we know is not the fucking answer to why people do horrible things on planet Earth. Let alone why the U.S. government does what it does. Doesn't answer that either. These are non-answers without ever addressing the actual question. You're fucked twice, basically. God, it's fucking frustrating. It is frustrating. It is very frustrating. But all right, a little bit more, then I'm done with this, honestly, because Candace is just doing her own flavor of bullshit, in my humble opinion. And if you fall for it, I'm gonna call you stupid. Forgive me for that, but I'm gonna call you stupid. Call it a weakness of Jordan. I'm just a dumbass. Right? Call me stupid in return. I'm telling you right now, you're a fucking idiot if you fall for this shit. Let's apply. Here we go.
Bill was retweeting people who were stipulating that it's actually a federal crime
to not join the United States military.
Not to sign up for the military. Why is that? Why do you think they're retweeting that?
Now, if I get rid of this little closed caption here. Do not join or remain in the United States military. Trump has betrayed America and expects you to die for Israel. There is no honor in being led by dishonorable men to your death. For Israel. But meanwhile, if you go, let's be real, back through every other war the U.S. has fought in, like clearly the propaganda is for you to fight for America and die. Same circumstances, basically, to trick young men into giving their lives away for an idea that was no protection for it, there's no reward for it, there's no blanket for it, no nothing. You don't get anything out of it. Listen, if there's a heaven and you die, you go to heaven. They're not going to ask you how many medals you won on the battlefield. They're going to say, "Damn, that sucks. You had to fight in a war because you didn't have to. You could have not done that." But that's not Candace's message. Candace's message is don't fight for Israel and do that. Which I assume means if it ain't for Israel, it's okay. Now it's just or righteous all of a sudden. When you're a death squad from some South American country, a death squad just putting people away, throwing them in shallow graves, covering them with dirt, and moving on. Listen, that's okay when you do that. Because that one's for America. But if Israel told you to do it, now it's bad. That's a bad thing. That is the logic this psychopathic lady is telling us about. Same with Tucker and other people. The new idiots of our time. Listen, these guys were already idiots. What I'm saying is, that is the new idiot narrative of our times. And I'm watching people fucking fall for it because I get why it's so enticing. Like, oh my God. And all these years where we never heard anything about Israel, now all of a sudden now we do. And they're like, oh my God, this is the new phenomenon. This is the actual fucking, the crux of corruption in the world. Hopefully you're honestly doing that. I'll call you stupid still, but hopefully you're honestly doing that. And if you are, it's like, dude, you are, once again, bound to be fucking fucked with for the remainder of time until you fucking clear that shit up. Start actually assessing things. Start actually looking at things. Be fucking James Bond or Batman or some shit. Like, investigate the crime. Who is doing what? By name. By name. The best you can. Otherwise, you are doomed to repeat yourself 10 bajillion times over. And I'm watching it happen with this topic. Remember all those years like crying about Israel? Like, for those that were around or that were looking at stuff like that, foreign policy stuff like that, remember all the years like complaining about Israel and their actions around the world? They never got in trouble for it. Not on the like the main stage, the UN level, whatever. Their blatant crimes in Gaza and the West Bank, Lebanon, Golan, Jesus Christ, Golan Heights, other places as well. Blatant crimes being pointed out. The subjugation of Americans in the United States on college campuses, saying the wrong thing out loud about Israel, whether it's protest or narratives or whatever the fuck. They got punished for it. Remember all those years where all that shit was happening? People complained about it? Apparently not enough people complained about it, to where like it wasn't even a story anywhere. It's on quiet documentaries on this in the side view from fucking Al Jazeera or some shit like that.
It wasn't that enough people were complaining about it. I think it wasn't the right people complaining about it. Because now the complaints are being regurgitated by a very specific crowd for like their own means. Right?
Yes, but it's like they're doing like a blanket thing of like all problems encompassed in this direction, instead of like another thing part of the problem, the big picture problem, right? That's what it seemed like more so back in the day. Now it's like actually like these guys encompass the actual problem. It's like they are the problem. That's what Candace is selling. That's what Tucker's selling. That's what a lot of people are fucking selling right now. And let's be real, no offense, like just being honest, people that claim to lean towards right wing, we're not seeing these things back in the day. It was little lefty kids on college campuses getting their, committees shut down, or their, threats of being expelled, federal funding, multiple administrations to doing this, by the way, not just Trump. These things were there. They're all there. Threats of lawsuits. On and so forth. AstroTurfing. These things were there. But now these guys just catch wind of it. And I don't mean Candace or Tucker, because I think they're full of shit, personally. I mean the audience catches wind of it, and they just go all out in a certain direction. Like, you fucking idiots. Like, assess it. Is life that, like that to you? it's just a blob of something instead of like, okay, who's doing this? Why are they doing it? On and on. And so like the actual questions you ask to figure out to solve a problem, right? Is it laziness? Like, what is the fucking thing? Like, what is that? It's on repeat too. Now it's just louder. It's just louder than ever. It's very loud. It's like,
well, I think it's also because there is a lot of stuff that's happened like with Israel. So it's like if you start looking into it and it's the first time you ever really looked into it, it's like, oh my God, this is the most corrupt country in the world. Like, exactly. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I could see like information overload or something.
But how do you skip the U.S. in regards to all that too while you're doing that?
Yeah.
That's hard to get by for me. Like, how do you skip the U.S. and what we've seen?
Well, it's the way that the information be framed. It's like, oh, are we doing this are we doing all this for Israel? Is it Israel? And then you hear like the dumbasses like the Nick Fuenteses and stuff who try to like use, oh, they don't want you to read the elders of Zion. Ooh, it's just like, oh my God. These shifty Jews are gonna come for you. They canceled me, fucking frog.
It's like you had, once again, predominantly quote unquote lefty leaning people in the academia and college kids and notorious protesters of like Iraq wars and shit like that, right? They're protesting these things, right? And they come across the Israel topic and they go about it a certain way. It feels like the guy who's like in the basement looking at this topic, aka, no offense, it is what it is. The Dupsters of the world, it's like they skipped over that thing to go right to where now Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson are at. Where it's like, it's them. See?
The people on the social justice people, they're like looking at it as an oppressor-oppressed dynamic kind of thing, where it's like, oh, Israel's being the quote-unquote oppressor. But interestingly enough, the people in the basement, the Dubsters or whatever, the quote-unquote elites in the populist mindset, it's the same thing as the oppressor. They just call them elites.
Yeah, but they seem like they skipped those lessons of those guys that they were learning on like not a smaller level, but like less known level. It's like they skipped over like what those guys were going through for the sake of it's a big fucking cabal of something doing something weird. It's a blackmail ring. It's whatever the fuck, right? They skipped over the little small lessons. It
depends on which way you enter into it. If you're looking at it from like an economic standpoint, maybe like, oh, this is how the banks are ran, like the Federal Reserve, who created that? Look at all the bank CEO, like owners, or like who controls BlackRock? You know what I mean? Just the idea of that kind of like shadow, whatever superstructure.
Yeah, but they skipped the nuance of it, which is like because plenty of people complain about the Fed and bankers and all this shit, right? But they weren't saying, Jewish or Israeli. They weren't saying that. They were just saying, like, you look at these corrupt guys that are in banking and all that shit, and business, and then they work, intermixed with the government too, right? It's like, once again, that basement level, like, jumped over all those things to leap right to, look what Israel's doing. Like, it's jumped over all those little nuances for the sake of this, I guess, kind of simple answers all questions of corruption in the world thing. That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. Sorry, Jesse.
But this kind of like people look for the bad guy, the devil, or like the real evil, and they're really just making excuses. Like, let's say a third of the country, because like a third doesn't vote, right? So about a third of the country voted for this candidate, and now they got to figure out, like, do they back away? Do they let the other party win next time? And they contend with those things, and it's so much easier just to have this other thing that's the real problem. And then when they go after that, you still have the same problem every single time. Like, you're not addressing, like, you're just letting it happen. And I look at these things like whether you blame the Talmud, or she opened this thing with opening the she called it the Freemason Bible, right?
Yeah.
This thing. Now, this is why, like, she has that in her hands, right? So it's not like she only showed you one page, but she has it in her hands. Like, she could read it and say, like, what is it? Like, show us what's in there. It is a standard King James Bible, like pretty much what most people have. And that page that she showed, the words she read were handwritten. They weren't a part of that thing. They were handwritten notes that somebody put in there.
It looked like, yeah.
And that's what she's like showing as evidence. It's
yeah,
not
it
a
was
part
the
of it.
Bible of somebody who was in the 33rd degree, like Freemasonry or whatever. I guess that's the highest degree that you can reach in the Brotherhood. I don't really know.
33rd is so it's basically 3 degrees, and then the 33rd, that's just Scottish Rite. It's just it's basically the same thing. It's just different stuff.
Sure.
People just like I mean, like what I'm saying is like, people could get tricked and whatnot. She has that in her hands. Like she could, like if she flipped through it, like, oh well, she has a Bible, right? She would clearly see it's the same thing. It's like, but she don't want to tell you that. She's telling you, like, oh, she showed a pentagram, and then she said like she mixed like the completely different symbols together as if they were the same thing, and they're not. Like. Like, is she dumb? I don't think she is. Like, not like that.
Fair enough. But like, I think we get what Candace or whoever would do as these content creators might do.
Well, I guess to answer your original question, or like to respond to your original thing about like how they skip over that.
Yeah.
I guess maybe because the way that they're coming into it, like the way that they're oriented toward the subject from maybe the dubster realm, it's more of a like money, economic, like system kind of, I guess, like lens that they're looking at it, versus maybe if you're looking at it from like a subjugation, oppression lens, like it's more human, where it's like, oh, like people are being hurt. Like there's like that like feeling there, right? There's some more emotional kind of dimension. So it's different.
But aren't those guys also screaming like this is why the world sucks in the first place? Is because of whatever, from Masons to the Talmud to Israel controlling our government, and it still screams like you were saying, right? It still screams oppression, just in a different way of putting it, a different diagnosis of why they're suffering in regards to whatever groups moving around in the world, right?
That's true.
I can't.
But
get
I think
over
it's still from
like
like maybe it's a little bit. It's just specifically with the Israel topic.
Yeah.
It seems like if you're entering into it from like, oh, well, they're doing these things over here to these people, and you're looking at it in that way, I think you're just gonna have a different like feeling about it than maybe, or outlook on it, than maybe if you're just looking at it from an economic, like, oh, well, this is how much we've been spending on this, and this is. I feel like those are just two different orientations of like looking at the same thing.
How about this idea? I brought up the idea before, once again, mocking Dubster about it. I'm like, yo, is this shit like entertainment for you guys? Where it's like you want maybe the more sensationalized version of things to feel like you're, fighting some sort of deeper, darker power. And maybe there's victories, maybe there's losses, but the point is that you're part of some bigger story about the world. When maybe the quote-unquote the left-leaning people might make it more pragmatic. But yeah, they're doing it for money or, corruption and whatever, capitalism, whatever the idea might be, right, of systemic reasons why they might do what they do. Or oppression, right? They might make it into something like race or group dynamics, something like that. where it feels a little bit more quote unquote pragmatic, or like, oh, I get why they're doing what they're doing, but it's wrong, right? Versus like, oh my god, the epic story of a prophecy fulfilling in real time, right? Versus like that's like the sense I get, where it's like almost like entertainment instead of like trying to arrive at an answer. If that makes sense.
It does, but if you're trying to be part of like some sort of larger story, there is no larger story. Everything's made up of like smaller story. Like the larger story is you are the larger story as well. Like whatever your experience is, like that's part of the larger story. But even the quote unquote large story, not everybody's going to tell it the same way. Not everybody's going to remember it the same way.
Yeah.
It's not possible.
Yeah, but if it's like, listen, Bob showed up.
There can be similarities, but
well, it's like, look at this. Like Bob showed up, to collect on the bills. He showed up. He's like, "Hey, man, you got my payments yet?" Listen, man, I'm kind of short today. Bob's like, "All right, listen, I'll take what you got. I'll come back next week for a little bit more. Do something like that, right?" There's that story. Then there's like, Bob showed up with a dragon head on, and he's here like with claws on, just dancing around me, trying to manipulate me into like paying these, unliberty sounding bills, yada yada. Right? It becomes like a more fantastical, like entertainment almost, like a story being told, which I have respect for it in the abstract world, because they do kind of represent that in a way. It's just, I think you're supposed to balance those things, the kind of the quote unquote rational, pragmatic thing along with the abstract. They need to go together. But maybe that's the actual philosophical divide, not between content creators. These guys play off of those things, in my humble opinion. Candace or Tucker or Kyle, these guys play off of those archetypal things happening. But for the actual audience member, that's not a bot, that's a real person engaging with this stuff. They may want to see a little bit, at least have the feeling like something bigger is happening in the world, or that something simpler is happening in the world that they can easily explain to themselves. Right? That can be, to me, kind of archetypally, maybe a dynamic there. But I don't know.
It makes sense. I mean, even the way that the internet works, it's kind of similar, where it's like everything is kind of hyper curated for you specifically, right? But at the same time, there is like this overall thing that maybe everybody is also looking at the same time.
Yeah. And maybe seeing different things. But I think we're done. I'm done with Candace. That's the video right there.
Sucks.
Please.
No, truly. She's horrible. She's actually not, I'm being serious. Like, she's not good. She's just not good at probably anything that I've ever seen her do. And that's not an over-exaggeration.
Well,
terrible.
Someone's going to love this. And be like, oh my God, the fucking Freemasons and the Occult are getting us in the war with Iran through Israel as they control the U.S., yada, yada, yada. Bill Ackman's a big player in it, trust me.
Oh, yeah. He's a total Zionist. So, he's obviously wrong, which is kind of like, it's like not even in defense of Bill Ackman. Fuck him 3 times. But it's like, fuck Candace too. They can go fuck themselves together. Goodbye.
Now,
that's where I'm at.
Fair enough. But I will say this. When these guys, I've seen this Emily Schrader lady before. I've seen some Bill Ackman tweets and all that shit, and some of these characters out there. And it's so over the fucking Mark Levin, right? They're so over the top that it stands outside of reality. It's like, this can't be real. So what's this guy actually doing? I get why people question in that direction. I get that.
Bill Ackman is ridiculous. He can go fuck himself. He's ridiculous. I've seen him when he was attacking the Harvard lady for the anti-Semitism stuff, and they got her basically removed. And he was good friends with the Elise Stefanik woman who was asking questions. One of the nastiest people I've ever seen. So I'm familiar with his work. He plays the stereotype, and I think on purpose a little bit. And it's really gross. And he's just not. He's not a good person. He's a fucking rich asshole.
But it's so movie character like the way they move around. That's where it's just like, no way, this is real. There's something else is going on, and I get that point of view. I understand that.
Yeah.
It's just
I get all that. Like I have my outrage about Bill Ackman, but that has nothing to do with Candace. Like to me,
exactly,
they feed each other.
Yeah, that's what
they feed each other.
That's what I'm gonna say. Like playing the exact opposite as Bill Ackman does not make you righteous or legit, and that's the thing that people. It's kindergarten psychology, but I think people actually struggle with paying attention to that. I really believe that, and that's unfortunate, very unfortunate. Like Bill Ackman being Bill Ackman does not make Candace Owens correct about what she says, but that's what people do anyways. They fall for that shit. It's unfortunate, but all right. Either way, I'm leaving it there. There's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree or disagree. It was kind of a marathon. I thought it'd be a lot shorter, but we went over all that occult shit in the very beginning that I didn't know was going to be there exactly. I'm like, okay, when she's going to get to, Trump.
I was wondering what video you were watching because I tuned into it and I'm like, what is this? The one I sent? I was like, what is this? I thought this was about Iran. That's why I was confused.
I couldn't help
I thought it was something else.
I couldn't help
No, but it makes sense that she started it with that because that was the whole point that she was trying to make was like, I guess Trump is being controlled by these like occultist pedophile Jews.
These Aleister Crowleys. Damn it.
Yeah. Yeah. And they worship Baal and Baphomet. And anyway, you can end your video. Sorry.
They have naughty tattoos and eyeliner on. Shout out to JD Vance. But yeah, here's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree or disagree. Please say what you think. You don't have to pay me to get a response from me, so please leave a comment if you want to say anything, whether for or against anything we're saying or a mixture. Please say your piece. Don't forget to share support. Hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. All opinions are welcome, which means all of you are welcome, right? Duh. And obviously, everything I showed you will be linked in that same description box to look at on your own. I mean, I'm sure you can find Candace's video, but the Candace tweet, man, it's a little bit harder. It'll be there for you to look at and examine and read the responses and all that stuff. But please, take advantage of that. Most importantly, with all that said, give this video a thumbs down from Chicago. Yeah.